de toi.
Right, exactly. You're speaking French, getting ready for il, yeah?
Mate, I'm going to leave the French
Parlez
talking to
français.
you.
I actually went to a French school this week.
Oh,
So, je parle
nice.
français un peu. Tu parles
What did you
français,
pick up?
monsieur? I picked up a cold. I picked up il fait froid. Il fait froid.
Wow. Hang on. It's not the French school in Wembley, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that was round the corner from me, man.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was round the. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, the French
Yeah, picked
school.
up a cold.
Bonjour, bonjour, monsieur.
Oh, bonjour, monsieur, ça va?
Ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Oh, non, c'est bon, c'est bon. Très bien.
You know what? You know what does it? It's sigh. It's like
I'm thinking about
looking up.
what did that textbook say? What should I say back to Tricolor, Volume 1?
Do you remember that book? Tricolor Volume 1. That's what we used to. Oh my gosh, that's high school. Oh my gosh, Tricolor Volume 1. Oh, le joie de
I've
vivre.
got a French name, so people think, oh, he must have a bit of French in his locker. I ain't got any French in my locker.
Duval, when they go, bonjour, Duval. Duval. Listen, Duval, we've got. Hang on. Let me just double check Duval. What? Duval 371.
371. 371.
Trivia.
A bit of French in the locker, eh?
Exactly. Listen, on this show, you will get the Latin vibe, the French vibe, you got the Indian vibe, you got the Ghanaian vibe, like you name it, we've got it all on this show, folks. So listen, look, you've heard it. We're doing episode 307. We've got quite a ram-packed show, so we're gonna try and get through some of the movie news stuff because there's quite a few movies that we want to get through. So before we get into the main meat and bones of the show, Divaldo, let's do shout-outs.
Yeah, we've got two quick shout-outs this week. First one is A Dog's Life on YouTube. A Dog's Life on YouTube. Big shout-out to you for liking and subscribing and watching our videos. Thank you very, very much. So second shout-out goes to Ciel Noir 3. And she gave us a shout-out twice, once on Instagram and another one on YouTube, both for Daredevil. She's a massive Daredevil fan. She'll be on the show again one time soon. We'll invite her back on to talk about her projects, an actress herself. So looking forward to that one. So big shout outs to those two. Keep following, keep subscribing, keep watching our videos, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of it.
Preach. All right. Okay. Let's get into the movie news now. All right. Our friend, Henry, I mean, we're on first name basis with him, Henry Cavill. There's been a lot of talk about this, Deval. So ever since he got cut, they cut his contract with the DCU. There's always been this lingering thing. Oh, what's he going to do? Where's he going to go? Obviously, The Witcher. We got Highlander coming up. We've got this. What's the one that he filmed in Australia? There was one that's going to be coming out.
Oh, you mean the Voltron or something.
Voltron, that's it. Yeah. So he's got these couple of projects. He's got these big things going on, and people are still set. And then obviously, remember, he turned up in. He's already been in the MCU, Deval.
Yeah, well, as a sort of multiversal Wolverine and Deadpool.
Exactly. So he actually has been in the MCU, and people have been saying, "Oh, we should get him, MCU. We want him." But check this out, folks. Deval, who is he rumored to be playing?
He's rumored to be playing the Beyonder.
The
Beyonder, Owen Reese, is a multiversal powerhouse who first appeared in Secret Wars. So Secret Wars is, as we know, we're going to get Doctor Doom's movie this year soon in Christmas, and then Secret Wars is supposed to be the follow-up to that. So if they are going to be having the Secret Wars, then the Beyonder just may well be part of that. And if that is true, and if Henry Cavill is going to be playing the Beyonder, who is, like I said, he's a multiversal character. He can do everything. Reality warping. He can obviously fly. He can teleport. All kinds of craziness. He's meant to be a crazy character. So looking forward to that.
It's mad. I guess kind of like, look, the world's your oyster with these things, right? Like, which kind of character they want to bring. So if they're doing a Secret Wars storyline, how much of the comics are they going to bring into that? And, who are they going to bring back? Who's going to die? Because, I mean, in this Doomsday, the stakes have to be high, right?
Yeah, something's got to give.
Otherwise we're not gonna give a shit, because we're probably going to be thinking, oh, they're going to bring them back for Secret Wars.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be wiped out from the get go to let you know that stakes are high. Just like we saw in
Mm,
Infinity War
yeah,
when Thanos came, dealt with Hulk. He didn't kill him, but he dealt with people,
he
and in
killed
that film, he
Idris.
won. So I think Doctor Doom will win because the film's got his name on it, so he's got to be the
Doomsday.
star of the film. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so he's got to have his day in the sun, and then
Hmm.
obviously we'll see what happens. All right, okay, so keep it locked with us, and we'll bring you more news on that one. Now, the other thing that we want to speak about, now this is a movie that we've mentioned many, many, many times before. It's a horror movie, and it's one of those cult classic movies. It's on the top 10 list of people's like top 10 horror movies, or even just movies. It Follows. And now we're talking about Deval. I mean, would you want to? How would you top this?
I think It Follows, which was
It's a while. Was it
2016.
a while?
It was
It's a while. Okay.
2016 or so. For me, that's one of my top 10 horror films of all time. Great film. David Robert Mitchell,
That's
excellent
it.
film. Micah Monroe, It follows a supernatural being that follows people through sexual contact, almost like an STD, but like a
Yeah.
demon STD.
Yeah.
And They Follow is being made as we speak. I think it possibly may be out next year, I think.
Mm,
But from what I understand, they're just saying that it's being made. They follow. The tagline is "It's everywhere." So I don't know if it's following multiple people at once. I think It Follows came out in 2014, so it's
yeah.
been a while, 12 years. So maybe be 13 years by the time it comes out.
Mm,
And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen It Follows, you need to go and watch
yeah.
it. It's a
It's one of those,
seriously good film.
like, when something's following you and it's just following you and following. So what was the thing? So to pass it on, you've got to sleep with someone else, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
But
that
once
what
you
it
have
is?
sex with that person, it
Yeah.
then latches onto you. And this is a supernatural entity. Only you can see it. It
Yeah.
walks slow pace, but it will continue walking towards you, and it could look like anyone, and it
Yeah.
will not stop until it gets you. So you, wherever you are, like even now, as I'm sitting now, if I've got it, I'm shitting myself because the door's there, and I'm thinking, if it comes, how am I going to get out? So you're always on the move. You're always on the move. Always on the move, and you you can't relax.
Yeah.
So yeah, just imagine like sleeping. You know,
Forget about it. Yeah, that's the worst, anyone's worst nightmare. All right, okay, so
mm,
They Follow. Check it out. It Follows. Check it out if you haven't seen that movie. Yeah, and then we'll obviously, when this comes out, we'll obviously review it. Now let's speak about the blue pill or the red pill. Lawrence Fishburne, or Fishborn. What is it? Burn or Born?
I say
Born.
burn.
Burn. Lawrence
Mm,
Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne.
I think I spelled it
Now,
wrong. Maybe that's
what are we
why.
hearing? What are we hearing about this now, Devaldo? So before we mention what this news is, the new Exorcist movie that came out a couple of years ago, especially me, I wasn't look. It had its moments. There was a few things which were good in it, but generally overall, I wasn't really that keen on it. They got rid of the director. They brought in a new director called Mike Flanagan, and he's the person behind Black Mass. No, sorry, not Black Mass. Midnight Mass,
Yeah.
The House on Haunted Hill, Bly Manor, and all those things. Doctor Sleep,
Mm.
which I think is great. He's going to be the new director. But what's that got to do with Lawrence Fishburne?
Lawrence Fishburne, from what I understand, has been cast to star in that film. In what role? I don't know. I'm guessing he's probably going to be
Father?
yeah, he's going to be some sort of priest. He's going to be offering people away. You
Ouch.
know, with red pill or blue pill, as he always does. Chiwetel Ejiofor is also part of it. Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson's part of it as well. Diane Lane is part of it. So good cast, very good cast. So this new Exorcist film, it's looking like it's got some, heavy hitters.
Mm,
It could be a good film, but The Exorcist has massive, massive, massive expectations. The original
huge.
1973 film, I want to say,
Yeah.
that was
Between 73 or 76, one of those.
yeah, way ahead of its time. if it was at the box office now, I think at the time it made $400 million dollars in the box office. Then $400 million
And
at the
that's the
box office.
70s.
Now, exactly. Imagine how much did a ticket cost then for the cinema?
Oh man,
So putting that money into
$5.
putting that into today's money, that
Yeah,
probably done 2 billion or so.
yeah.
Who knows? You know.
It's mad. It's mad. It's mad.
So
So yeah, we're big fans of that franchise, and obviously they've had some misses on there. We'll
mm,
see what happens with this because obviously a lot of people are waiting for this next movie to come out. All right, let's finally finish up on this. I just thought this is pretty interesting. You know how we've had The Last of Us, and the people behind The Last of Us, one of the people behind Last of Us is a guy called Craig Mazin or Mazin. He's the creator of the HBO hit adaptation Last of Us. He is taking on, check this out, Baldur's Gate, which is this massive like fantasy game for the PlayStation and for I think on other platforms as well. So he's going to write, executive produce, and serve as a showrunner. And then I'm just thinking, this has got the whole. I mean, HBO. Do they have a big fantasy? Obviously, Game of Thrones fantasy kind of. They've got that there, but have they got another one of a kind of one of those types of fantasy shows at the moment? They don't, do they?
mm,
I don't see
well,
HBO having
June, I guess
Dune.
June is
Yeah,
yeah, that's theirs as well.
yeah, that's true.
Uh,
But
but yeah.
yeah, this was a major video game. That
Ah,
came out. It's got massive kind of fan following. They've had like toys, and they have like what are they called? Like what they did with
mm,
Star Wars. They produced kind of like books and everything so
yeah,
that they can
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
continue stories. That this it's got a whole universe. This is so hopefully by having
Oh,
Craig Mazin, they'll keep to the
this
spirit of
guy.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah, man. So
This
I
guy is
mean,
good. I'm just looking at his CV. I mean, I've heard his name, but I didn't really realize he was involved with Scary Movie, three,
yeah.
4, superhero movie, Hangover. So a lot of comedy stuff. And then he
Mm,
went, bam, I'm done with comedy.
Last
Chernobyl.
of Chernobyl.
He
Yes,
he he wrote
he's
Chernobyl,
that
the
guy.
TV show, 2019. I had no
Great
idea.
show.
That's top show, top 10 show for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So yeah, okay, he's serious. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
serious player. Yeah.
So we're getting yeah, so we're getting Baldur's Gate. We're going to get more Last of Us as well. They're just
Mm,
figuring it out. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that one. So that's the end of our movie news. Let's move on to new on streaming. Now, people in the UK will be familiar with this story. This is a documentary about a person called Lucy Letby. And obviously, people in the States might be thinking, well, who the hell is Lucy Letby?
mm,
This was and is still is. It's a shocking case of mass murder.
mm.
And you know what, Deval? There's controversy around her conviction.
Yeah.
There's some people
Yeah.
are saying that you know what the evidence was, but there was not enough evidence. Some people are saying no,
Mm.
she is the person. Some people are saying no. They got experts, contradicting each other. But this is out on Netflix. This is a documentary called The Investigation of Lucy Letby. I haven't seen this just yet, but this is one that I want to watch because this is horrific.
Yeah, I've seen it all, and it's an hour and a half. It's not too long, so you can actually
Hmm.
just do it real quickly.
Okay.
And yeah, it details from the start of the investigation to the conviction. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it talks about I mean, she was a nurse, a really highly skilled nurse, worked in a hospital here in the UK, north of England, and in that hospital, many babies were dying. It seemed to be like a pattern. They were dying, and a lot of these babies were dying while she was on shift, while she was responsible for their care. We're talking babies that are sometimes days or weeks old. So
Mad.
really vulnerable babies that are in hospital because there's something originally, they're sick for some reason,
Hmm.
respiratory or whatever it might be. So they're saying that she's applied like air to
Yeah,
their,
I know.
yeah, like air, or she's applied some sort of chemical, or she's done something to like affect their breathing or obviously their health, and they've died. So it shows the arrest and so on. It shows the trial and so on. Shows her reaction, and then now what we're seeing is that some people, some politicians, some medical people have come out to say the evidence was all circumstantial. There's nothing to say she
Hmm.
actually did it, and some of these babies would have died anyway. They're saying. and it wasn't
Mm,
she's not the one that made them that caused their death. So this is something that still she's still being well. I don't want to spoil it. You'll see what happens in the
mm,
documentary, but it raises a lot of questions. But either way,
massive.
families suffered. Families either way lost their children.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
fact.
that's
So
mad.
yeah,
Yeah, check that one out. That's new on streaming on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure that'll be worldwide. That just won't be a UK thing, will it?
no, it's everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, this is going to be everywhere. All right, okay, let's get into trailers now. A lot of these trailers, I haven't seen some of these trailers develop, so fill in the gaps. War Machine, I'm assuming a war movie.
Yeah, this one is what's his name from Reacher.
Oh yes, Richardson, Alan Richardson or something.
Yes, Alan Richardson. So this is War Machine, Alan Richardson, and this is a bit of a trick one. So this is like him in the war. So it looks like sort of Iraq, kind of Afghanistan situation. He's with his team. He's a proper sort of soldier,
Hmm.
and they've been sent special mission to go and do something. They get to a location and they realize the enemy isn't who they were trained to fight. The
Mm.
enemy is a deadly force from
Uh,
beyond the world,
oh
not
yes, I'm
of
liking
this
it.
world. Yeah, so then
Liking
you
it.
see this enemy turns out to be alien, and
Shit.
they are still in a war zone. They
Yeah.
still need to deal with it. They can't just run away. They can't say, "Oh, sorry, not you." No, we need to fight here. And then you
Yeah.
see how obviously their training needs to evolve. They need to do that Ross Chandler thing on the stairs. They need to
Yes.
pivot and now
Pivot.
fight.
Brilliant.
They need to now fight an alien. So, are the
That's
bullets going to
mad.
penetrate? We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have
Mm,
to find out. Yeah. Now he's carving out a bit of a kind of career for himself now. Obviously,
yeah,
Reacher, he was in Titans, which I thought he was great in Titans. He
yeah.
played Hawkman in Titans, and he's been in other stuff. But since Reacher, his profile has obviously gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. So he's going to get more stuff. And he was in that Guy Ritchie movie that I watched.
Oh, not the gentleman. You mean the one, the extraordinary gentleman or
Gentleman
something
or something like that.
with Henry Cavill and all the rest
Where
of them,
Henry Cavill
Henry
was in it.
Wong and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they were all
yeah,
British, and then Richardson just popped out. He was the only Yank in there, I think, or something.
yeah.
Yeah. So his profile is going to kind of get bigger, and I'm waiting for the next Reacher season. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So check that out, War Machine. The next one now. This is I'm really surprised they've just taken them this long, but this is Devil Wears Prada 2. Now
Mm.
I haven't seen the trailer. I know who's in it. So this has got Emily Blunt. This has got I always bloody forget her name.
Meryl Streep.
Catwoman. Meryl
Oh,
Streep.
yeah, yeah.
What was Catwoman's name again?
Anne Hathaway. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, but we always forget her name, don't we?
Anne
Sorry,
Hathaway.
Anne.
Now here's the thing. Since Devil Wears Prada came out,
Oh my
Emily
gosh.
Blunt, her career
Mm.
skyrocketed.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wonder,
definitely.
is she gonna have a big role in this or what? Or she's not in it or
She's in the trailer. She's in the trailer. So
okay.
this is a continuation of that. Meryl Streep she's who she is, I guess, and everyone
Mm,
else is kind of trying to step up. Emily
yeah,
Blunt's in this, obviously trying to be sort of the next level. We've got some other people in this as well. So we've got obviously Stanley Tucci, he was in the first one. Lucy
yeah.
Liu is in this as well. Lady Gaga's in this. Also, Sydney
Mm,
Sweeney's in this.
okay.
So will she be the new girl on the block? I don't know, but the trailer looks like it's interesting. Trailer looks like it's kind of re-establishing all those old characters. It's the sort of feel of the old one, which again,
Mm,
this was like 20 years ago, man. It was like a long
damn.
time ago. So yeah, so this is coming out this year in May, not too soon.
Yeah, okay. All right. We'll keep an eye on that one. Now, the next trailer that we're going to speak about is called Michael. Now, which Michael is this? This isn't a scary Michael, is it? Or is this Michael Jackson?
Only one Michael,
Only
man.
one
Only one
Mike.
Michael.
Hey,
Hmm.
everyone. Hey, can we do that again? I listen, look, man, I've make no bones about this. I was like growing up, Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
Well, I used to, his Off the Wall album and like his older stuff. They're like obviously classics in this household. We listen to that stuff on repeat. Bad. I remember, Deval, do you remember this? 1987. It was like in the news, the Bad music video was going to be shown on TV, and it was a
Hmm.
whole big thing. like, oh, we got to get home. The Michael
Mm.
Jackson Bad video is going to be on. We got to watch it, and that was like a whole massive big thing. And then he did all the tours and everything. So, what do you reckon? I mean, do you reckon they're going to do this justice? Is this going to be like
I mean,
too
yes and no.
saccharine?
Yes and no. I mean, this is directed by Antoine Fuqua, so
Okay,
there's,
Training
hopefully
Day.
he'll do a good job. Exactly. You got Coleman Domingo in this. You got Jafar Jackson, who is his
Mm,
nephew. So
damn.
there's a bit more justice there as well. But the trailer, the full trailer came out, so it's going to
Yeah,
be out in April 2026. The trailer looks like it's basically sort of a sweep through of his career. This
yeah,
is the Lionsgate Universal film, so there's good funding, good production. Nia Long is going to be the mother as well. Obviously, Coleman Domingo is going to be the dad. He's
yeah.
looking like he's a really strict character. In the trailer, you
Yep.
get to kind of see a lot of what we've understood already, a lot of what we know of the family is looking like it's going to be portrayed on screen. I don't know if we're going to get everything. I don't know if we're
Yeah.
going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ugly.
I reckon we're going to get a lot of the good, a lot of the tough times, but not too tough. I think it's going
Mm,
to be like a bit of a, you know this already, but we just want to show it to you kind of vibe.
mm. Interesting.
I'm seeing from the advert. I could be wrong, but either way, just hearing the music alone,
I know.
that's good enough. That's a good enough reason to go to the cinema to watch it.
People are going to be mad. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be great. All right. Okay. So
yeah,
check that out. That's Michael. Now, the last one that we're going to speak about, I think we've mentioned this as well, because obviously Stranger Things that ended just recently, and people, were thinking what's going to happen with the characters. But this is Stranger Things Tales from '85, and this is you've mentioned this before. This is an animation, right? But it's going to have
yes.
characters. Is this going to have some of those characters? No, it's not.
It's gonna
From the
have it's gonna have all the same characters
Oh,
from
okay.
Stranger Things, but not the actual voice act, not the
Right.
real
Okay.
actors. It's
Gotcha.
gonna be voice acted by some other people.
Mm. And what was the trailer like?
Trailer. So yeah, it's Stranger Things Tales from 85. The trailer looks really interesting. It looks just like Stranger Things, but just animation.
Just
So it's
animation. Okay.
going through. I think there's a gap in which maybe we didn't see a lot on screen, and they're going to fill in that gap. This
Gotcha.
looks like it's winter, so I'm not sure what time of year. It might be. I don't know. Is it Christmas? I don't know. But this is looking like, again, just a snapshot of a particular time frame where they are
Yeah.
kids. They don't look too grown up in this, so it looks like they're still
Mm.
kind of young,
Bit
85.
on the younger side.
Yeah,
So
so
is this
interesting.
the brothers Duffer? Are they part? Is this their thing, or is this someone else doing it?
Well, they are creators of it. I
Mm.
don't know if they are directing.
Right.
I would think they've got a bit less of a hands-on approach in this one. Obviously, oversight and so on, but I don't
Mm.
know if they'll be doing the whole sort of directing and stuff like that. I'm not too sure about
Okay.
that, but
All right. And when's this
obviously
coming out?
April 2026. So again, real
Okay.
soon.
Real soon with some of these movies. All right, folks, those are your trailers. Check them out online. Remember, you know what? If you like them, tag us at the Flixters so we know that you're listening and we know that you're watching this stuff, and then we can speak about it. All right, let's do anniversary corner. Deval gave you a bit of a kind of a flavor of his French there, and we're going to be speaking about a French movie, and this ties in to one of the main movies that we're going to be speaking about a bit later on. This is from 20 years ago. And this movie's had an influence on a lot of other movies as well. I see, from what I've seen and what I've heard and everything, this is, we see kind of this happen in a lot of horror movies. They borrow, they steal, and all that sort of stuff. But this is from 20 years ago. Deval, tell us, what is this movie?
Yeah, this film is called Il, which is French for them.
Mm,
And this is a film that basically depicts a couple who live peacefully in France in a sort of remote, isolated country house. And they want to go and take some time there, get away from the city, reconnect with themselves, with nature, and just really sort of cleanse themselves of all the pollution, of the smog, and all that sort of thing. So they're there chilling out. Obviously, they've got their own little issues in life and stuff, as everyone has. So there's the character dynamics there. As they're just chilling out, minding their own business, they get a knock on the door,
mm-mm.
and then that knock turns into two knocks. That knock turns into, they can hear footsteps, and basically it gets worse and worse and worse. And what we see is that they are being terrorized by
Yeah.
strangers. There's a hint right there.
Mm.
They're getting terrorized by people that are there to prey on them, terrorize them, and eventually they want to hurt them. I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
This is a hidden gem. We've spoken about this film in a hidden gem
Yep.
before.
We have.
Yeah, and these are sorts of films that we see very very commonly in American movies and so on. But
Mm.
where did the inspiration come from? This was made in 2006. Now
Yep.
the 2008 film The Strangers, starring Liv, what's
Liv
her name?
Tyler.
Liv Tyler. Uh, that film was inspired by this film.
Yep.
So you can see how it basically is copied and pasted, but with an American lens. So yeah, this is what we see. This is actually something that has happened in society. This
Mm.
is the horror that people are usually scared of more than the ghosts and ghouls. It's things that can happen. People that
Yeah.
are mad and that prey on people that are people that are vulnerable and isolated, and they use weapons that you can get in the kitchen, knives and so on. So this shit does happen. Yeah.
Now,
So
it's so true, right? Because you mentioned obviously, ill them. There was a
mm,
movie that came out in '97. It's directed by this guy called Michael Haneke, and
yeah.
it's kind of it's called Funny Games. And
Yes.
now that one um, is kind of similar as well about people coming into the house like a home invasion and everything like
Yeah.
that. So, like I said before, there's with the lot in this genre that home invasion genre, it's got a lot of legs, Devel.
Yeah.
There's a
And this is
lot of
like I said before, and like you're saying as well, it's got a lot of legs because this is based on true shit.
mm,
And before I was kind of just I don't want to scare people, but I mean this film was based on a true story. This
mad.
actually happened to a couple, an Australian couple that went to Romania, and they were terrorized just like what you're seeing in this film, and they were murdered
It's mad.
by three teenagers, yeah,
Yeah, not no less.
going
Jesus,
on vacation in Romania. So this
imagine
happened.
that.
So yeah.
It happens in real life. So then that leads us nicely. So go check that movie out and go check out Funny Games as well before that, which was '97. But
Mhm.
anyway, so lead us into The Strangers chapter 3. So people obviously going to be asking, well, what about chapters 1 and 2? You'll have to go back and listen to our podcast. Just search for The Strangers. I mean, when did part 2 come out, Deval?
Part one was 2014. Part two was 20. Sorry,
Wow.
sorry. Part one was 2024. Part
Right.
two,
Okay.
2025, and then part three, 2026.
Okay. So go on, set the scene for us.
Yeah. So The Strangers is basically literally as it is on the tin, similar to the 2008 film. It
Mm,
stars a couple who is actually acted really well. The actors are really
yeah.
good. Meredith Petch stars Maya, and then her fella, I can't remember his name, but he's her boyfriend,
Yeah.
and they basically are going to a remote cabin, Airbnb. They go and stay in it. Strangers basically come with
Mm,
masks, terrorize them. And what usually happens in these films is the man dies and the woman has to survive, and
yep.
she is sort of the last woman, as they call it in these horror films, and she survives into the second one. In the second
Mm.
one, she survived in the hospital,
It
and
ended in the hospital, didn't it, or something?
yeah, ended in
Yeah,
hospital. Then
yeah,
the
yeah.
second one, it starts in the hospital, and they realize that she survived, and they're like, "Shit!" Did they realize you still don't know who these people are, but you kind of sense the town. It's a weird town.
Mm,
No one's really urgent about solving these murders because these murders
yeah.
happen to outsiders all the time, all the time, all the time.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that the people in the cafe are like,
yeah,
no
yeah.
one's really urgent. So then you think, oh, everyone knows what's going on. So the second one, she survives. She's in the hospital. They come to try and kill her in the hospital, and then she has to run around, and she gets chased through the woods and all kinds of shit.
Mm,
The second one's a bit crazy. It's very crazy.
mm.
So now that takes us to the third one, where again she survives, and the third one is she has been through a lot.
Yeah.
Maya, the character, she has been through a lot. She's actually killed one of them in the second one. And in the
So
third
they're
one,
looking for revenge now as
yeah,
well.
so there's three of them. There's a man who's got like a scarecrow mask, and there's two women that have got these like, I don't know, there's like great Gatsby kind of hair makeup
Mm,
masks with white faces, a bit like geishas, but it's just
yeah.
a bit, yeah, a bit mad. They walk around with knives. He's got an axe, so she kills one of them in the second film and survives just about. In the third film, they're out for her. They're angry. They are angry, and in
Yeah.
the third one is a journey. It's a battle basically of them trying to find her. She's running around in the woods. She's basically getting a bit more. She's getting a bit more smart in like
Okay.
she's ready. Because she's killed one now and she's able to kill to survive. But the
Hmm.
third one is it's a very different film. The third one,
Is it
because the
what,
third
like
one
tone wise or?
there's a lot of flashbacks to the strangers and who they were as kids.
Oh,
You get some
gotcha.
of that in the second one as well, but in the third one you get a lot more depossession that
Hmm.
sort of shows you how they got to where they got to. You get
Right,
to
right,
see other
right.
characters that I mentioned that are strange in the town. You get to see their parts in it. There's
Hmm.
links. It's not just these
Mad.
three people, and it started off with two, and
Another one.
they recruited another one.
Sounds like the traitors.
Exactly, traitors, strangers. They recruited, and so the person that they recruited was someone that was in a abusive relationship. They were gonna kill
Oh.
them as a couple. They got in there, and she had killed her own boyfriend. She's there with a knife, like
Oh.
I couldn't take it
And
anymore.
then
And they
they
looked at each
recruited
other,
her.
and they were like, "Ah, we got a new one." So they recruited her. You see what I'm saying? So they're mad. But long story short is, so Maya, the main character, she's trying to survive. She's going through all kinds of shit. Bit by bit, she does. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna spoil it, but yeah,
Just do it.
basically, the strangers go from three to two to one.
One.
They
Oh, then it's a
actually,
one on one.
yeah, and the funny thing is, with these films, the star doesn't die easy. Sometimes they catch the star
Mm.
and they let them live for some reason.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
happens in this a little bit. Maya's
yeah.
sister
Cat and mouse.
actually, yeah, Maya's sister does come from the city to try and look for her. She comes with backup with this brother who's like
Yeah.
7 feet, and she comes with her fiance, and they come looking for her. And eventually,
Oh,
the strangers
they turned the
and
tables.
no, the strangers deal with him,
Oh shit.
but not just the strangers. The strangers has got someone else. Remember, the strangers they started off as kids. What has every kid got?
Oh, they got a
Hmm?
dad, mum and dad. Oh no.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Jeez.
So they've got people helping them basically, and that
Okay,
know
okay.
what they're doing and keeping it quiet.
Doing because they've
Yeah,
probably done it. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. So
So
what is this? So you know this whole thing about kind of with ills, it was she was a foreigner, wasn't she? Wasn't she from a different country?
the French film,
Yeah, the French film.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they were French, isn't it? They were French, and just they were just going to the sort of
So
isolated
I
cabin. But
wonder if there's something about someone that's not part of the community. Like, say for example,
yeah,
imagine if I
that's it.
rocked up in some sort of
Yes,
hillbilly,
that's it.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
place.
Because the deal that they made with certain people. You don't
Mm,
kill our own because
right,
it's
gotcha.
bad. So you can only
Yeah,
kill people that come in.
outsiders.
So that way it affects. Yeah, so that's what they do. But they try to recruit her. It almost
Yeah.
goes like she's twisted by this stage. She's been through a lot, and she gets forced to be recruited. They actually
Oh
forced
shit.
her to come on a hunt. That turns out to be mad. Yeah, so
Yes.
they
Oh
people killed, but then she basically overcomes the last stranger.
yeah.
He gets unmasked. By then, she realizes she's already met him before.
Oh
She already
gosh.
met him. We've already met him.
So what?
So
We met him from what, chapter one?
from chapter two, I think it was. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. So
it
it's
was that.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So she basically overcomes it, and it's the ending's very quick. The ending's a bit of a letdown, a little bit. It's very quick, and
Okay.
you think "Oh, more to this, but
Yeah.
she's been through a lot. It's
Yeah.
acted well. The girl is a good actress. I give her that.
Yeah.
She's
She
just
deserves a
going
rest.
through a lot. Yeah.
Have they left it so that there can be
No,
a chapter four?
you're gonna ask that. No, and I heard I heard there was post credits, but I was sitting there waiting for the whole film to finish, and then I was like, oh, I got to leave now because it
Oh, there's
ended so
nothing.
quick. I thought there's got to be some sort of post credit. There's nothing. No,
Nothing. All right. Okay.
no.
So in terms of kind of, because we always have this. This is the kind of the eternal debate. sequels and threequels and all that. How do they
Yeah.
fit in? And obviously we've got some classics, Aliens and Godfathers and all that sort of stuff. How does this fit in with the trilogy?
I like what they tried. They did three films. I think they filmed them back to back, all at the same time. I'm not sure, but
Mm,
it looks like it was filmed all at the same time.
yeah.
And for what they did, I don't know what the budget was, but I don't think it would have cost too much. I'm sure it would make back his budget plus some.
Mm,
It was an okay trilogy. It was an okay
yeah.
trilogy. I think there were some gaps, there were some questions that weren't answered. Like there's a bit of a sort of a theme that goes through to do with like religion and stuff like that, which doesn't
Okay.
really get answered. And you think, oh, there's going
Yeah.
to be something more to it. Doesn't get answered. Sometimes some of the deaths are a bit lazy, but then at the same time they're shocking because you expect more. So I guess that could be a
Yeah.
good thing. But it's okay. It's a very average film. So maybe it's a bit above average,
Mm,
but I think it just ended a bit quick and a bit abruptly, and yeah, it sort of let me down a little bit. But apart from that, it's a classic slasher film that just basically goes out of the box a bit in how slasher films are.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
okay. It's okay.
the guy who directed this, I mean, he's had an interesting career. Check this out. Die Hard 2. So Rennie Harlin directed Die Hard 2.
Okay.
Um, he did Cliffhanger. Remember that one
Okay. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Stallone one?
Yeah.
And for me, which was like classic, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Oh wow. Okay. So it's been around for quite a while.
This guy has been
Mm.
around. He's done A Long Kiss Goodnight as well. So
Mm.
he's done quite a few. All right, okay. So folks, go check that out. That's called The Strangers, Chapter 3. If you do see it, let us know what you think about it, and we'll obviously speak about it. Give us your review, and we'll read it out on the show. All right, let's do another movie. This is a newly released, the other newly released movie out in the cinema, and Deval and I, we got a chance to go watch this. This is Sam Raimi. So, if you're a fan of this show, you know that we mentioned Sam Raimi as well. We like his movies. Obviously, had like an interesting career. Back in the 80s, the Evil Deads, and then to go off and do Spider-Man trilogy, and then be able to come back into the MCU to do Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And he's done other stuff like Drag Me to Hell. He's done other movies. He's produced other movies as well. So really kind of interesting, very innovative. He's one of those directors where sound is super important, those camera angles that he uses. And this movie, Send Help, we saw the trailer a while ago and we were like, this looks interesting. So let's go out and we'll watch it. So I watched it in the cinema last night, Devaldo, and it was only me and one other person in the cinema.
I'm
And
serious.
you know what? It started off. It started off as this. Where is it? I was thinking, where is it? Because I didn't read or much about the movie. All I thought was, okay, it's Sam Raimi. I saw the mad trailer. Something bad happens to this character, and she's got to survive. And because it's a Sam Raimi movie, there's going to be some blood and gore and this sort of stuff in there. So I thought, brilliant, I'm going to watch it. So it stars. She was in
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. She was in, she's no stranger to the MCU. She was in
Mm.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and she's kind of done a lot of comedy movies. She's done a lot of dramatic movies, like a really interesting career as well. She's really great. She plays this nerdy office worker. She works in some sort of kind of company where she's doing all the work. She's been there a long time. She's been passed up for promotion, and she's your typical like kind of office dweeb basically. She's maybe a bit awkward, and they call her a savant. She's kind of clever as well, and she's awkward. People don't really like her, they don't want to be around with her, and but she's a nice person. And then along comes the son of the CEO. He's this obnoxious, he thinks he knows it all, and he's kind of one of those bro guys, where, hey, like, let's go golfing, and typical, white, like we see it so many times, like, he's loaded, he's kind of like, this masculine guy, and he passes her off. She wants a job, and she's like, hey, look, I've given 7 years of my life to this company. And he's like, look, this is what we're going to do. We've got a company merger coming up. It's in Thailand. I want you to come with us. But she's got no chance of getting the job. They're just basically there to take the piss out of her.
Mm.
And cue this massive, funny little kind of air accident that
Oh,
happens, and from the air accident everybody on board basically dies, ends up in a with a gruesome death, apart from her, who's her name's Linda, and the CEO of this company. They crash land on some deserted island, and boom, we're in the thick of the movie. And one thing that I noticed, one thing that Sam Raimi does, did you notice, Devaldo, at the beginning of the movie, Linda, Rachel McAdams, she's got kind of glasses, she's got this kind of like no makeup, but
yeah,
as she gets, the more and more she spends more on the island,
mm,
she starts blossoming
yeah,
into this beautiful, like,
yeah,
her hair looks amazing, her
yeah,
smile comes out, her
yeah,
skin changes. I
yeah,
was just thought, this is her real element. This is
yeah,
what she
yeah.
wants.
This
I
this
just thought
film, I
that was
think,
really interesting.
everything you've described is so good, and I think when I watched this film and I sort of thought about it afterwards, it made me think. Like, you get all these like sayings when they say absolute power corrupts absolutely, because
Yes.
the dynamics in the office of her being sort of the worker, the person that no one looks to, they teases, and him being the alpha person. He's the one that's in power and didn't even earn the power, but he's got the power. And in that environment, he's the boss. He treats her bad. He laughs at her, sort of teases her and all that sort of thing. And then when it comes to the island, similar to what we saw on the Triangle of Sadness, when the
Mm.
cleaner lady, I think, she became
Was
the
the
sort of,
brains.
yeah, she became the alpha on the island, because she knew how to survive. And we see that Rachel McAdams' character is a survivalist. She wants to be on a TV show Survivor. She has
Yeah.
these things in her, So when she gets into the island, she's now the dominant one. She's the alpha. He's dependent on her, and it
Mm.
shows that 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 power dynamic then shifts her to be almost what he used to be, and then she now is dominant over him, and she's like, I wouldn't say abusing him, but she's just sort of, the power goes to her head kind of thing. And it kind of shows, like, is that who we all are? Are we all a bit like, are we all dickheads? Do we all have that ability to be
True.
dickheads if the right environment presents itself?
Massive, great question. And you know what? Whilst I was watching the movie, like there's funny bits in the movie, and there's that whole dynamic male female thing. And he's
Yeah,
like, "Who are you? Like,
yeah,
you're just kind of like the office worker." And then she knows how to build a like shelter. She knows
yeah,
how to kind of hunt. She knows how to extract water from the
yeah,
rainwater and everything. She does all of that stuff. And there's a
yeah,
bit in the movie which I thought was so funny. He's like, "Go on, you go off and you go do your
yeah.
own thing. I don't care." And he's like, I can do it my own. And obviously he can't. And then there's a bit where the way
And
that
now
the
we know
way
where she goes, but I'm not going to
is
spoil it. But
we're
now I
gonna
know
spoil
where
it.
she goes, and she just
Exactly.
leaves him to it.
And then he's there. He's like, "Okay, where is she?" And then we see another bit of him for like 4 hours later. "Where is she?" He goes, "Come
Yeah,
back." And then by the end of it, he's dying to get her back
yeah.
because he realizes he can't do anything. Now, this wouldn't be a Sam Raimi movie if there's some sort of tension. And I noticed the music. Did you notice the music in the background?
Yeah, it's that
Eh,
Danny Elfman. This is good
Yeah,
music. Yeah.
yeah, every so
Oh,
often, there's
Alan
bits in the
Silvestri.
movies. Yeah, there's bits in the movies where you think, oh, this could be kind of like a romantic movie, and like
Mm,
the castaways on an island, and then but there's obviously something sinister gonna happen and going on, and the way the music changes, which
mm.
I thought was kind of interesting. And the thing with Linda is she's in her element. She loves it on the island. In the real
Yeah,
world, she's a nobody, but on the
yeah.
island, she's the one in charge.
The question I've got for you guys listening, we're not going to spoil anything because I think it's
Mm,
unfair to, but if you was her and you had a chance to leave, would you? That's the question I'm going to ask. Would you leave
absolutely.
knowing that you're on this island, you have the power now, and you're happy with this person that was a dickhead to you? Would you
Mm,
leave the island if you had the chance, or
yeah.
would you want to stay? So that's the question I think I'm asking you, and also you'll see in the film she's asked that question too, and then you'll see what she
Absolutely.
does.
So we get the typical kind of Sam Raimi
Mm,
stuff where we get those kind of there's a couple of bits in there where with this couple of jump moments, there's things that happen in the movie. We get the obligatory hand coming out, Deval.
Yeah. True. Yeah. He loves the
We get
hand, isn't
that.
it?
He
Yeah,
loves the
yeah.
hand. We get the hand and everything. So we get all those elements. I thought, you know what? It was interesting. It was
Mm,
funny. It was there's there's one bit in there, one bit that I will kind of spoil a little bit. And I think it's in the trailer where she's hunting and she
mm.
kills a wild boar. Deval,
Mad, mad
mad.
blood.
That
He
was
loves blood
mad.
spray. Blood
This
spray. Oh.
guy, that boar, Deval. You,
Mm. There was a boar in this. There was a boar in Strangers Chapter 3 as well.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So there's something about these wild animals. But anyway, yeah, Send Help. It is really good, and there's a whole
Mm,
massive big twist at the end of the movie.
yeah.
I
We're
kind
not
of knew
spoiling
where
on
it was
purpose.
going.
Yeah.
We're not going to
Okay.
spoil it. You just have to watch
You,
the
yeah.
movie.
Okay.
I knew by the end of it because,
Mm.
like, because she loved the island so much.
Yeah. Okay. But I will say, the way it ended, I didn't think it was going to end that way. It's in
No.
like the very end.
Oh, the
Again,
very,
we're not
very
spoiling
end.
it, but
Mm,
I do like the way it ended because you
yeah,
don't think it's going to end that way, which is
yeah,
good
yeah,
in
yeah.
this day and
Which is
age. You know?
which is great.
Yeah.
So if you listen to this, go check it out. It's called Send Help,
Yeah.
and I think you'll be surprised about it. All right, okay. That is the end. But before we go, we want to do a quick hidden gem. And this is a new release as well. This has only just came out here in Australia not too while ago. And there's
Mm.
obviously massive buzz around this movie. This is called No Other Choice, directed by Park Chak Woong. No, I'm saying that wrong. I've butchered his name.
Park
Park
Chan
Chan
Wook.
Park Chan Wook. And you know what, man? I've been a fan of Park Chan Wook since like way before. I remember watched The Handmaiden. Is it the hand or the
Mm.
Housemaid? Old Boy,
Yeah.
Sympathy for Lady Vengeance. So that does a whole bunch of
Mm.
movies that he's made, and even the lead actor, who is we've seen him in just recently in the Netflix Squid Game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Park Chan Wook.
Yeah.
The actor, I've forgotten his name now. What's his
Oh,
name
is it
again?
Lee Bun Yang? Lee Bun Yang?
Lee Bun Yang. And I've liked this guy, right?
Park Hee
There's a
Sung.
movie, there's a game, not a game, there's a movie that he starred in back in the I was early 2000s or late 90s. It was called um, A Beautiful, oh
Mm.
shit, man. A Bittersweet Life. It was called A
Okay.
Bittersweet Life, right? He plays this gangster, super cool movie. He plays this gangster. The gangster says to him, "You got to look after my
Mm.
mistress." And he's like, okay, and he's like one of the underlings of this mafia boss, and
Oh.
he doesn't look after or something happens where the boss says to him, I need you to kill her. He doesn't kill her, and
Mm.
then the boss then goes after him, and it's this whole revenge drama. It's such a cool movie, so I've
Mm.
liked him from there.
He
He's
was
in
in
this
I Saw the Devil as well. That's the film I spoke about a while ago.
I
Really
Saw the
good film.
Devil, really great
Oh
movie.
man. Yeah.
People in the West will know him obviously from Squid Game. He was
Yeah.
in GI Joe as well, so
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
kind of had this kind of crossover
Mm.
career as well. But he's massive in South Korea. So in this movie, he plays a dad. He's the movie starts off with him being kind of like living the idyllic life. He's got a
Mm.
beautiful house, beautiful family. He's doing a barbecue, and he's like, oh man, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then he loses his job, and he says to his wife, he says, I've got in 3 months, I'm gonna find a new job. And then 3 months turns to 13 months, and he's unable to find a job, and it turns into this madness of a movie where the only way he feels that he can get a job is by offing the other candidates for the other job that's coming
Mm.
up, because he's in the paper industry, and it's a very kind of specific, this specific
Very
job
niche. Very niche. It's,
niche.
it's, a, it's a dying industry, isn't it? And I think it's actually a sign of like modern times because one, he's in a job that
Absolutely.
is in a dying industry, paper, because everything's digital
Paper.
now. And that job that's a very specific job that not many people can do.
Mm,
So obviously, if there's one job going, there's going to be about 7 candidates.
yep.
So I think it's clever what he does. And can we spoil it a bit? But he basically orchestrates a way to flush these candidates out.
Mm,
So he posts a pretend job, a fake job,
yeah.
for the jobs that he knows these guys are going to be looking for, and then he flushes them out to try and obviously
Target
intervene
them. Yeah.
in their progression, if I can say.
Yeah, because he's desperate, and one of the things,
Oh,
yeah, man, one of the things I was just thinking about was like, what does it say where like you would do anything for the job, and
yeah,
for that type of a job, like he could have sold his house, he could have gone to another industry,
yeah,
but he decides no, I'm going to
no,
carry on doing this.
no,
There's one scene where it was ridiculous, but it was mad. He gets to kill one of the candidates and one
mm,
of his obviously his competition, and then the music, what they do with
oh,
the kind of the music, they turn the volume, like he turns the volume up, and there's a whole little
mm,
thing going on.
yeah,
I thought that was a mad one. The bit where there's the second candidate where he gets rid of as well, that was all bad. And then in between all that, he's having a bit of marital issues. His son is a thief,
mm,
turning out to be a thief as well. So there's all these things going on, Deval,
mm.
and yeah, man, it is a real mad movie.
It is. I think this movie also works in, again, we talked about the sort of dying industry, but it's also
Mm,
like a play on society and the way society maybe used to be, because he's from like a wife, so husband, wife, two kids,
yeah,
sort of traditional image of a family from, like, the 50s, 60s, and whatever.
yeah.
The dad is the sort of the
the,
patriarch of the
the
family.
breadwinner.
He's the breadwinner, and everything has to go through him, kind of thing. Without him being in a good job, the family
Mm,
breaks down. So when this happens, even they have a bit of counselling at work. Oh, I'll find a job in 3 weeks. I'll find a job
yeah,
in 3 months. Like, they really like trying to help them to get a job. And then obviously, with him losing a job, the family now have to make sacrifices.
yeah.
So they have no more Netflix. The boys like, oh,
That
no more
was funny.
Netflix, no more club. The wife can't go tennis anymore. It's
Yeah,
like, in today's day and age, maybe the wife will be working as well. But
yeah,
in
that's
this
true.
traditional sort of family, he is the be all and end all. Without him working, the family breaks down. So
Yeah,
it's almost like a dying image of society, and also a dying industry of work as well. So it's a bit of a transition as to what we're going through today. Now, in this day and age, it'd be very different.
absolutely. And listen, look, man, look, for our listeners out
Mm.
there, it's come off winning, like Golden Globe,
Yeah,
best foreign language film. It's been nominated for an Oscar for
it will
best
win.
foreign.
It will
Yeah,
win. It will
it's.
win.
I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to do it for a BAFTA as well. So it's got all
Mm,
these accolades, and it's been at Cannes Film Festival and everything. So
mm,
100% watch it for the directing,
mm.
for Park Chan work. He always he comes up with these crazy ideas,
Yeah,
and he's always got um he's always got a kind of like his take on what society is at the moment, and
yeah.
it's mad. Like what other industries Deval is going to be eaten up by AI or robots or something.
Yeah, it's
The
a lot of the
newspaper industry,
services. Yeah,
yeah, like
services industry. Anything. So if you want a job that's AI can't do, is stuff that you have to do with your hands physically. Plumbing's a big one.
yeah. How are you going to
No
get a
AI can do plumbing. Do you know
mm,
what I mean? Just jobs like
yeah,
that. Because even drivers and certain services can be overtaken or partially overtaken by AI, so it can minimize the workforce. But yeah,
yeah,
this is a really this film is all about society, human nature. What you're willing to do when you're pushed up
struggle.
against the wall, when you're trying to survive, and this is a play on our sort of deepest, darkest realms of our
Mm.
mind, really. And yeah, I think Zakroff actually mentioned this film to us a few months ago. So big
Yeah, he
shout out to
did.
Zakroff as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I know Manuel, I think Emmanuel saw it as well, so it'd be
Mm,
interesting to get
mm,
his kind of
mm.
take on it. But yeah, so a very
Yeah.
interesting movie, really well directed. For me, I don't think it's kind of, for me anyway, better than, Old Boy or The
Okay.
Housemaid or The
Okay.
Handmaiden. So those movies are real classics for me, but it's definitely, one of those, it is definitely a gem, which
Mm.
you
Oh
got to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
and,
Oh yeah,
and watch.
yeah.
So there you have it, folks. That is the end of episode 371. Stick around for more. We're going to be bringing you more movie news next week and more film reviews. We've got What did we say? We've got anything big coming out next week, Deval?
I don't know about
The
big, but we
Whistle.
have got The Whistle, which is a horror film starring
Mm,
X23, Daphne Keane.
yes.
That's coming out next week, and we've got a few others, coming in the next few weeks or so. So it is looking to be an interesting few weeks, I think. But definitely, it might stay a bit horror for now. So
Mm,
Iron Lung is something I want to see.
yep, that's out
That
over here
film's
as well.
been watch it if you can. It's been made by a YouTuber. We Bury the Dead as well. That's Daisy
Yes.
Ridley. That's meant to be an
Yep.
interesting film. So yeah, there's quite a few.
Quite a few
Quite a
out there.
few.
All right. Okay. So keep it low with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Peace out.